Hello everyone and welcome to another review video. In this video, we're going to be checking out a new blaster from a new series, and that is the Incisor from the Alien Menace line that Nerf is putting out. So instead of, just regular blasters, I guess that's what we're going to call them now, just regular blasters, these are extraterrestrial alien-y blasters. And the story on the back of the box is very short, but kind of gives you a background, is aliens are battling their way through the universe, searching for worlds to conquer. Who will be next? So, aliens are trying to take over the galaxy, and these are the things they're using to do it. So this is the Incisor. It's a rather large blaster, and it's just a hefty blaster even in the box. In the corner, instead of having a teenager model shooting the blaster looking very serious, we have an alien shooting the blaster, which is completely new. And there's also a little mini language to go with the, I guess, the line, the names of the blasters. There's a different language below where it says Incisor. And on the back, bigger picture of the alien. It shows off the Ravager, which is also in the series, and it gives two little detail points about the blaster, in that it has a 20-round drum, and it is motorized, so this blaster will take batteries. And the last thing to note about the box is this blaster is a Toys R Us exclusive, so you're only going to be able to buy it from there. Enough about the box, let's open this thing up and see what it can do. Inside the box, you get your Incisor instructional manual, pamphlet, booklet, whatever you want to call it. It's very short. There's 3 steps: how to load, how to fire, and how to clear out a jam. Super simple to use. You get your Alien Menace darts, which are gray with purple tips, which look really awesome in my opinion. And you get the Incisor itself, which is a very chunky, rather large blaster. So let's go over it and talk about all the features and functions and all that stuff. Now, because this is a flyable blaster, you're going to have to put some batteries in it, and this thing takes 4 AA's. The battery door is located right on the back of the stock, or on top of the stock, so let's open that up and put some batteries in it. Once you have your batteries in, you just put on the battery door and you're good to go. With that out of the way, we can now go over the blaster, and first let's start off with the looks of it. Like I said earlier, this thing is very chunky. It's a very chunky blaster, and there's a new kind of texturing and look to the Alien Menace line. The white parts of the blaster, I guess, are supposed to be like bone or scale, as you can see with this kind of plating on the top here, but also in the texturing of the plastic, there's these little, I guess, like cut, scrape, divots on the plastic that gives it this very textured feel to it. On all the white parts. The purple parts are just kind of there for, I guess, an alien-y, symbiotic kind of look, as you can see with this tubing right there, and with the kind of more metal-looking parts at the front, which are a smooth plastic. So, an interesting combination of textures going on here for a, like a living, mechanical combination thing to it. That's the best description I can give, is like, there's something living, but also something mechanical going on here. And it's an interesting idea. I don't know if I like the looks of the Incisor itself, but it is a cool concept in my opinion. Now let's get on to the comfort of the blaster and all the different features going on with it. So I like to start with the grip, as you know. And the grip is comfortable, except for this little ridge right here on the back that pushes into my skin. It reminds me of the Modulus grip a bit, where that ridge would just kind of dig into your palm, and that's what's going on right here. It just kind of annoys my palm a bit, but it's a comfortable grip overall. It's just that one little back area in the back there that's a bit annoying, but I think people will find this comfortable. It is a good size. My pinky still has room at the bottom, and my fingers lay down where the triggers are quite nicely. Speaking of the triggers are a bit different on this. You can see some aesthetic appeal going on with that trigger, where they've cut out parts of the middle. Don't really know if that means anything, but it is a very cool look in my opinion. And the rev switch has a slanted downward thing going on, so I guess your fingers are more ergonomically in place, I guess. Now, right here at the front, you have an angled foregrip, that also acts as your jam door, but we'll get to that in just a second. This angled foregrip is quite comfortable. It has this nice sleek look to it. You can put your thumb through it like this. You can hold it like this if you wanted to. It gives you a couple of different options to hold on to it, and it is very, very comfortable. Smaller thumbs are going to have a more comfortable time if they do decide to put their thumb through there, as the space gets a bit smaller up at the top and in the back. But overall, very comfortable foregrip. And when you couple it with the stock, which is very short, by the way, it's a very short stock. It's not extendable, but for being a smaller blaster, I guess, in terms of length, very comfortable to shoulder up, even in its small size. Very comfortable blaster overall. I'm very happy with the comfort on it. Now, like I said, this angled foregrip acts as your jam door, and the way this works is there's this little switch right here. So if you get into a jam, there's a dart messing up like sometimes it does with flywheel blasters, you slide this down, and this is the coolest part, you pop this open. That's really cool. I don't know why I like that so much, but I really do. And then you can get in there and get to your jam. It's just cool. I like it. It adds to kind of the gimmicky feel of it, in my opinion. But yeah, so that's basically all the features to it. Now, how do you load it? You take your darts and you just load them into the drum like so. You just stick them in and push them down. And when you're ready to access more of the barrels, you just turn it like so. And you have access to both sides, which is very, very nice. And when you're done loading up your drum, you just hold down the rev trigger and fire it off. And the exposed drum makes it very easy to load on the fly, so technically you never really run out. You just load as you go, and the easy turning drum makes it so you can, access everything. With all the features and functions out of the way, let's take this thing outside, put it through the chronograph, and see how well it shoots. So the Nerf Incisor performs around where I would expect a stock flywheel blaster to do. However, I think the rev up time is just slightly faster than that of other blasters. I feel like it's just slightly quicker. And just like other stock flywheel blasters, it does suffer from loss of range if you start to pull the trigger at a moderate speed. With performance done, I would usually go into the pros and cons of the blaster, but there's really not a lot of pros and cons to go over, so I'm just going to give you my general consensus on everything. The big thing that I love about this blaster is even though it looks wonky and bulgy and just kind of weird, it is rather comfortable. It is a very comfortable blaster for the way it looks. The angled foregrip at the front is really nice, especially if you have smaller hands than I do. I think you're really going to like it. But however I hold it, it's just very comfortable. My thumb does get a little pinched up here when I do that to it, but overall just a nice angled foregrip. And I do like the second function of it as a jam door. I haven't gotten a jam on this yet, but just the way it opens is really cool, and I really like that. So I love that kind of feature function. But yeah, the angled foregrip is super nice. Earlier I said the grip had this little palm biting thing that was kind of annoying, but over the time that I've played with it, it's gone away. I don't really notice it. It's still there, but it's not to the point where it sticks out to me. My hand's kind of grown accustomed to it, and it's not a bothersome thing anymore. And the grip has just become more comfortable because of that. There's a lot of hand room on the grip, and your fingers just fall right where the triggers are, which is really nice. Overall, very nice grip. The stock is hit or miss. If you're one of those people that likes to pull the blaster in nice and tight to your body, I think you're going to find the Incisor to be very comfortable. Even with its thinnish stock and this little bulge right here, there's really no discomfort to note with the stock. So if you like pulling the blaster in and like a CQBing around and woo, you're going to like the stock. For those of us who usually like to have the blaster out a bit, there is a gap. So this is kind of useless. I guess if you're into modding, you could just kind of cut it off and have this a spiky look on the back there. The only other factor to note about comfort is the trigger pull. It's a bit clacky and clicky. Not really a hard pull, but it's just kind of, it feels mechanical. It's not a smooth motion. It's very clack, 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 but really nothing bad to note about it. It's just loud and mechanically. Loading the Incisor is really neither bad or good. For a 20-round drum, it's kind of what you expect. It takes a while to fill up, but you have loading on the fly. The only problems I have with it are this little piece right here that takes up some valuable loading room, and the top spine can kind of be annoying to have to rotate around in order to fill those top bits. But other than that, it's a nice load. Loading on the fly is great for a lot of people. I'm not really into it, but this drum does have a lot of access. So if you like loading on the fly, if you love those kinds of blasters, you're really gonna like how much area there is to load darts. And I feel like it gives you enough time to be able to fire without worrying about running out. 20 darts is pretty darn good for a drum. It gives you lots of darts and lots of ammo to spam downfield before you have to reload. And the last note to go over about this blaster is really the only con I have about it, and I'm sure a lot of you know what I'm going to say. It is the price. The price for the Nerf Alien Menace Incisor is $39.99. Which, when you think about it, you do get a big blaster. This is a relatively large blaster for how, long it is. It's a chunky big blaster. There's a lot of stuff going on with it in terms of looks, in terms of, what you're getting with it. But for $40, I just don't think it's worth it. The only people I can really see turning that $40 into a really cool investment are cosplayers and people who want to put the time in to make this a really cool looking blaster. For those of you who do stock Nerf wars, who like to shoot around the house, who like to modify their stuff, I don't think it's worth $40 for what you're getting. For those of you who want to make it look awesome, who want to use it for conventions and stuff like that, it might be worth your time because it is something new, it's something different. It's not another long shot that's been painted to look sci-fi. It's not another Maverick. It's not another blaster that we've seen at every single convention. It's something new, it's something cool, it's something big, it's something interesting. But for everyone else, I don't think it's worth its $40 price tag. It is a nice blaster, it's very comfortable, it works like it should, but I would wait until the price drops on this one at least to $29.99, the $30 price range, before I can really say, yes, it's worth its money. $40, I think, is too much. But if you're one of those people who thinks the Nerf Alien Menace Incisor might actually be worth $40, I will have links in the description to where you can pick one up for yourself, or maybe for someone else. There you go, that is a look at the Nerf Alien Menace Incisor, a new blaster and a new line, all about aliens taking over the galaxy and possibly planet Earth. But we'll have to see what else Nerf has in store for this line. Hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, have a great day wherever you are.